Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. It's June 26, 2013. To my left is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimbino. Once again, we had a mixed day in Chicago. Let's turn over to Fire Tip to see how we ended. Corn on the old crop was up 7 3/4. New crop down just a half a cent. Old crop soybeans, leader of the upside, up 9 cents. New crop down 2.5 cents. Wheat in Chicago off 8 3/4, and Kansas City was down 10 cents as well. You know, Logan, we continue to see a common theme over the last couple of days. The old crop contracts for corn and soybeans are really moving to the upside compared to the new crop contracts.
Yeah, you know, once again, we saw that here today. Old crop corn and beans, the only two grains closing in the black today. Certainly one thing that could have been helping out that old crop corn contract was some ethanol numbers that we got out today. We actually tied a marketing year high last week in terms of production. On average, 885,000 barrels per day reported by the EIA today. And as you can see here from our charting ethanol production, the red bars here are weekly production. That ties a marketing year high. So a very strong number there. Certainly wouldn't have been surprised if that didn't help out the corn market a little bit here today. Bottom line, though, is that this trade is really focused right now on the numbers that we're going to be getting out on Friday. On Friday, we're going to be getting planted acreage and quarterly grain stocks. Certainly ethanol consumption, Brock, here over the last quarter is something that's going to be greatly affecting the quarterly grain stocks numbers for corn. Kind of run down what the trade's expecting there.
You know, the quarterly grain stocks for corn, we're looking at a pretty big reduction. If you take a look at the third column here, compared to where we were last year at this same time, we're looking at about a 250 million bushel reduction from where we were last year at the same time. Soybeans significantly lower as well, about 220 million bushels there.
Yep.
And for wheat, just slightly above where we were last year at the same time. I think that really the number for the quarterly grain stocks that everyone's going to be focusing on is going to be that soybean number. We know that we have incredibly tight stocks. We've seen that show up in the cash market.
Right.
We've seen incredibly strong basis levels, both for soybeans and for corn in all actuality. And you know, something that we have to really keep in mind is export sales have been revised quite a bit lower for corn in particular, right, and for soybeans as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's kind of what people are looking at for the old crop here. Certainly those quarterly grain stocks are going to kind of dictate old crop futures here for the next several weeks. But really driving new crop futures is going to be that planted acreage number. Let's take a look here at the slide, just detailing what the trade's expecting there. The middle column is what the USDA projected for acreage in their June WASDE report. The right column here is on average what the analysts are expecting for the USDA to report on Friday. Taking a look at the corn number here first, the trade's looking for on average 2 million bushels, or 2 million acres, excuse me, taking off that number that the USDA reported in the June WASDE report. That would bring planted acreage down to 95.3 million acres. We know that certainly in a lot of areas, corn seedings in particular were delayed due to moisture here this spring. So now the big question is, to what magnitude is the USDA going to revise their planted acreage projection? If we look at private analyst expectations a little bit closer, we know that right now we have some private analysts looking for even a planted acreage number as low as 94.2 million acres. You know, I think that would be certainly supportive of new crop futures. I think any number here below 95 is really going to support new crop futures, turning for corn in particular. Turning our attention here to soybeans, on average, analysts are expecting an 800,000 acre increase there from what the USDA reported in June. But certainly the corn number here, I think, is kind of the big number that people are going to be watching. As I said, on average, analysts are expecting 95.31 million acres reported there in Friday's report. We'll keep you posted on any changes that come down the line tomorrow. Not expecting a lot. I think tomorrow, Brock, the big focus for the trade is going to be the export sales report. I know you have some expectations there as far as what's expected.
Right, yeah, the export sales report does come out tomorrow morning. If we take a look at the expectations for wheat, 350 to 550,000 metric tons are expected. Old crop corn, 100 to 200,000 metric tons, 150 to 250,000 metric tons for the new crop.
Yeah.
Soybeans, just barely any export sales expected for the old crop, only 100,000 metric tons there. And for new crop, 250 to 450,000 metric tons. And you know, I think this is going to be a fundamental driver tomorrow, but I still think that we're going to see some pretty choppy, light, low volume trade in tomorrow's trade. But you know, if we take a look at a little bit longer term picture of what the export sales have been doing for this year, you know, corn is only about 8 million bushels ahead, soybeans about 51 million bushels ahead, and wheat about 35 million bushels ahead. Keep in mind though that corn export sales have been revised lower several times over the last few months since the last quarterly grain stocks report. So we could see that actually boost the quarterly grain stocks here just a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, we'll keep you posted on that export sales report when it comes out tomorrow on Twitter. You can find us over there at GrainTV. And just a heads up here, we still have our promotion going before Friday's report. If you sign up before then, we will give you 4 free trades and refund the cost of your wire. So it's cutting it close, but it's not too late to get in here under the wire. Give us a call if you're interested in that. Our number here at the office is 877-472-4607. In general, that's what we saw here for a Wednesday in the grain market. Thanks a lot for joining us. We'll see you here tomorrow for the export sales report.